Ooh wee, somebody's pride got in the fucking way. You didn't like the message or you didn't like the messenger? Which one is it? Probably because I'm white and you can't handle the fucking truth. So you decide to start your argument off with some racial fucking slurs. Typical. Fucking stupid motherfuckers talking shit on hillbillies. Hillbillies are the reason your ancestors were freed. Blows my mind. You motherfuckers always mad at the people who purchased you, but not the motherfuckers that sold you. And the worst part is, you're mad at the party that fucking freed you. And honestly, I don't understand why the fuck you want to sit here and continuously start a war with us. You sit here and act like it's a fucking joke. You're wanting to start a race war with a race that was bred for war. You understand that's what we're bred for, don't you? You have to understand some shit, okay? Majority of us, we are born into ammunition and firearms. We are born into more ammunition than the National fucking Guard. We are taught to hunt and survive off the land. We are taught that we don't need the government to give us shit. I have a feeling you're taught to be a victim and that the government owes you something. We're not the same. Also, to the ladies in the comments section running their dick suckers, the fellas have a question for you, and it's my job to ask it. Ladies, the fellas would like to know, why is it always the women running their mouths trying to start a war that they're not going to fight? Oh yeah, you forgot. Your sons, your husbands, your brothers, they will be the ones that fight and perish, not you. Now I understand you're pissed off because I'm white and you didn't like the fucking message. But I know a lot of fabulous individuals of all races that raise their children properly and they live like good human beings. And I will absolutely call out the racist trash regardless of what fucking race you are. And I will do everything I can to stand against a race war. For the longest time, I thought the next battle we were going to have was going to be left versus right. But you're allowing them to push you into a race war. I truly love all of you. And I want all of us to live in happiness without the government interfering. So let's work together and tell the government to go fuck themselves. I love all of you. I'm your Huckleberry.
If all whites aren't racist, then you shouldn't have an issue with what's about to be said. My goal is to take 10,000 brothers and destroy every sundown town in America. My goal is every time on the news, a little black girl gets slammed on her head by a racist, corrupt cop, we go find that cop and do the same thing to his little girls. My goal is whenever a brother gets downed, unalived by an officer, every time a sister gets downed, unalived by a racist cop, we go and down him and one of his family members. See how he like it. That's my goal. When I could put together a group of brothers, a very large group of brothers with that purpose. I don't care about what the consequence is for it. I don't care about the repercussions for it. I don't care about the challenges that we would face trying to do it. You know, and I know it needs to be done. So when I can grow large enough to where I can organize brothers to wherever something pops up on the news, such and such unalived by law enforcement, video pops up on a screen, a young brother, young sister gets shot in the back 20 damn times for holding up a dang wallet or a cell phone, gets tased for nothing, gets punched in the face in the middle of a traffic stop. When these things happen, I want to be able to show up with brothers and punch you in your face and see how you like it. I don't care how you feel about it. I don't care about the fear attached to it. I don't care about the hesitation or the caution. The fact is, it's only one way to deal with a bully.
I'm gonna whoop your ass.
We've all been taught to walk away, turn the other cheek. Success is your best revenge. If that's the case, why the hell they don't take that route? We know the Klan operates in every branch of government. The Klan operates in every branch of power in this country, in corporations, in judicial branches, in law enforcement, everywhere. So why can't we operate at the same capacity? You might say, they're not gonna let us do that. They're not gonna.
If I had a rock, I'll bust your head, bitch.
I don't care what they not gonna let us do. Just do. We have to, at some point, we have to stop with this whole what they gonna let us do crap. Just do. If we can't have our own systems, then we start robbing theirs blind. If we can't have our own corporations, we can't have our own political figures, we can't have our own America, our own version of America, then destroy theirs. Stop peacefully coexisting with what you know is not beneficial towards you. You already know, we already know, they do everything in their power to make the poor whites feel like we just lying. We out here fabricating stuff.
Filthy motherfucker.
They've been doing it since slavery. Ain't nothing new. But they do that to keep the poor whites focused on attacking us, and they keep us attacking each other. We really don't care nothing about the poor whites, but they keep throwing rocks over a dang hill and hiding their hand. So then eventually we got to turn around and look at them and deal with them. But the more important issue is, why do we keep living in fear of someone, of something that has always had to cheat in order to stay in front of us?
Hey, shalom, shalom. Keepers of sheep, Brother Kasha, back with another lesson. Lord's will, this video is edifying. All right, before we begin, I would like to first start off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, shalom, and shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, and today's lesson will be titled, The So-Called White Man Was Created for War. All right, hashtag race war. Right, and I said, the so-called white man. I'm saying this because, there's nobody's actually white. All right, so, in today's society, people use the term white people or black people, right? They don't, but nobody's actually white. Nobody's actually black. All right. If you want to, dive deeper, the so-called white people are actually red. All right. And these are the descendants of Esau, Edom. All right. Of course, according to the scriptures. All right. So there are a lot of so-called white people that are actually Edomites. All right. Biblically, their nationality would be Edomites. All right. Descendants of Esau. Okay. And not to get too far into that, but these people, all right, beginning with Esau, Edom, all right, the forefather of the so-called white people today, all right, was created for war. This race, all right, this nation of people was created specifically for war. All right, and war consists of what? Killing, right? Murdering, slaughtering, raping, all right, robbing, right? Things of that nature, right? All out mayhem. This is what this race of people, all right, this nation of people was created for. This was their sole purpose, all right, in the earth, all right, and I just want to grab a couple precepts, but as you can see, all right, this video, all right, is inspired by the clips played at the beginning of the lesson, all right, and it's just showing you that there will be race wars, all right, there will be a race war here in America, and this is gonna, this race war is gonna let Esau, Edom, so-called white man, fulfill his job in the earth as the wicked man. All right. And we know from the beginning, all right, with Jacob and Esau, all right, he always sought out to kill his brother. Matter of fact, we'll grab that real quick. Just because it came up. This is Genesis 27:41, and it reads, and Esau, all right, Esau, Edom, so-called white man of today's race, all right, race, it says, and Esau, Edom hated Jacob. Jacob would be the Israelites, all right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans today. It says, and Esau hated Jacob, all right, because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. All right, so this has always been Esau's agenda. All right, that's why you see so much, police brutality. All right, police killing the so-called, black man, black woman, black children. Right, the incarceration rates of so-called black people. Right, the not only that, it gets even higher up. All right, with the foods that he allow us to eat. All right, the music that he push in our community. All right, it's not just also a physical or carnal thing, but he's out to kill you, spiritually, right? But again, from the top, Genesis 27:41, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. All right, so this is nothing new. All right, this is he's just doing his job. He's just doing what he always said he would do, all right, in his heart, right? But just a couple precepts, all right, to further prove the point, man. And once again, Lord will, this video is edifying. This is Psalms 55:21. It reads, so I can bear with me. Psalms 55 and yes, I started at 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. All right, so this is talking about who? The so-called white man, all right, of today's society. All right, and he's been this way, all right, from the time he came to this land, America, all right, dealing with the native, so-called Native Americans, right, which is known as the tribe of Gad, right? It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. So when they came here, they made promises of what? Of new life, a new world, right? Promises of, trading and, giving them, the Native Americans, their portion of the land, teaching them certain things. All right. It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. But his whole agenda was to take the land, rob them, murder them. All right. And that's exactly what he did. It says his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. All right. Meaning he was saying one thing, but he was doing another. He was saying, giving promises. All right. Making so-called pledges and, not honoring the, his word and, sneaking around, killing. All right. And he still to this day, he hides it behind what? The so-called Thanksgiving, right? It says, cast thy burden upon the Lord. I mean, that was the point, but we can read down. It says, cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. But thou, O power, shalt bring them down into the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out their days, but I will trust in the Lord. So we know the scripture says what? You live by the sword, you die by the sword. So ultimately, this devil, or this bloody man, this deceitful man, all right, he's going to die by that sword, all right, because he's a man of war, so he shall die by war, right? Let's grab that real quick. By the sword. Matter of fact, I should have grabbed this the first time. So like, yeah. This is a good Genesis 27:40, and it reads, and this is not what I want, but I grabbed this first. It says Genesis 27:40, and by thy sword shalt thou live, all right, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass When thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. That's right. So it was always Esau's way of, his honor. All right. That was his blessing, the sword. All right. To live by the sword. All right. And that's going to be the way he goes out. All right. Con. This is Matthew 26:52. This is what I wanted originally. And it said, this is Yahushua speaking. It says, then said Yahushua unto him, put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. All right. So, Esau Edom, he, right along with his blessing. All right. He had his curse. All right. And we're living out our curse now. All right. So, the Lord, he deals both right hand and left hand, man. Genesis 25:27, it reads, and the boys grew. It says, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. That's what you see today. All right, like the man said in the video, these people were bred. All right, they were bred to hunt. All right, they were bred to live off the land. They were bred for war. They were bred to kill. All right, and it's proved that in Genesis. All right, he's just admitting, all right, what thus saith the Lord, what the scripture says, who he is. All right, he's just identifying as Esau Edom, so-called white man. Genesis 25:27, and it reads, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. All right, so a hunter does what? A hunter kills. A hunter set traps. All right, a hunter, he has a prey. All right, and a hunters hunt for sport. All right, and hunters hunt for, to eat, man. All right. So this devil, all right, he's made you, all right, Jacob, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, his prey. Right. This is Exodus 15:3, and it reads, the Lord is a man of war. All right. The Lord is his name. Let me read it again. It says, the Lord Yahweh, all right, Bahashem Yahushua is a man of war. All right. Yahweh is his name. All right. So, of course, we're made in his image. All right. But if the Most High is a man of war, all right, and, wouldn't he, if he does the right hand and the left hand, or he allows Esau, all right, to do these things, all right, wouldn't Esau perfect the craft of war? I mean, think about it. We had World War I, World War II, all right, and we're seconds away from World War III being full on, man. All right, this devil, he creates bombs, all right, jets, fighter jets, submarines, all right, of course your military guns, all right, and not only that, he has weapons of mass destruction, all right, nukes, ICBM missiles, but he has weapons that, like lasers, all right, he has weapons, chemical warfare, right? He has perfected the craft of the art of war, right? And, it's all the workings of the Most High Yahweh Shai, right? And let's just prove that, he's doing the bidding of the Lord, right? It says Psalm 17:13. It says, arise, O Lord, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. That's right. So this is the Most High's doing. This is the Most High's bidding. Esau Edom, so-called white man, he's the sword of the Most High. And what do you use a sword for? For war. All right. For killing. Right. Let's see. Matthew 24:6. And we'll close out. And it reads, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right. So, of course, wars as in world wars, all right, but also race wars, right? And this is what we're hearing, all right. But the end is not yet, of course, all right. So, again, Lord will, this video was edifying. Until next time, I'd like to close out by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom and shalom to the hopeful elect.